I want you to get together.
Hello everyone. So I've got a lot of new subscribers and I'm going to give a quick introduction to what I'm doing here right now. I like to make videos every now and then which are just random ruminations while driving, because this is where I find time to just get out of the house, away from my my family, you know. In between running errands and doing things, I find time to just speak my mind. So I make these little videos. I do make higher quality content, so don't assume that this is everything I do. You know, I do make videos that require processing and pictures and all that sort of stuff, you know, and research and sources. But I do like to make these off-the-cuff random videos, so that's what you're watching right now. This is actually a part of a series I'm doing while making these talks called the Remember series. And what I do is I discuss really old topics from the truth of culture that you may have forgotten about, which are still important and may still even be happening, but I've kind of taken the wayside and been buried by all the other information that's come out since, you know. So this one is, I'm going to talk about something called Indigo children. And this is a weird one. It was mainly from the 80s, and this was a big deal. And there were these people going around, basically, it was all, well, maybe all perpetrated by one woman, but she was kind of like a new age mystic of the 80s. And she was saying that these children are being born that have a strange aura about them that isn't quite as it should be. And they said to have this indigo aura about them. You know, so we're talking chakra, new age concepts of energy and you know, light energy, spiritual beings, that kind of stuff. And the basic premise was that these children being born in the 80s, around this time period, were different from other children and a new step in humanity's evolution. These children were being born to show mankind the way to higher consciousness. You know, it was on the premise that these children were being born to stand up against societal norms, to be headstrong, to not go with authority, to basically guide humanity through, I don't know what they were trying to say basically, but to open everybody's eyes, you know. And the description of these children basically is one of those, it can apply to anybody type of things. It's that vague, you know, that it could be anything. It's a cold reading type stuff, you know. And it was basically children that were, how do we put this? Possibly on the spectrum is basically the description, you know. And there was this idea that a lot of these children and these parents, these hippie new age parents, these occult parents, you know, wanted to basically have these indigo children. Like, they were desiring it and they wanted their child to be special. So a lot of them were labeling their children as indigo children when they would just basically maybe children who had autism or Asperger's or something. And you know, don't act normal, don't have the same social skills that other people have because they're on a different level, you know, mentally. They're not from this earth originally. They're starseed children, you know. These are the children of spiritual beings, manifest physical type thing. And this did kind of get melded in together with the whole New Age movement of like things like the Palladians, the tall whites, and the alien greys, you know, mixing their starseed in with humanity to produce a child of the stars who is of the next level, you know, of evolution. They think on a higher plane of consciousness. They interact with a higher plane of consciousness with everything they do. They are just super beings mixed in with humanity, and they're there to interbreed with the rest of humanity and bring humanity up, type of thing. And it's wacky stuff. It's wacky new age stuff, you know. But yeah, things like, you know, constantly going against authority, constantly argumentative, extremely narcissistic, extremely short-tempered. These are the type of things they're talking about, you know. Disagreeable beyond belief, impossible to control, and a lot of it is describing things like ADHD, bipolar, things along that line, you know. And I think it has been like heavily detested by mainstream psychiatry, because it's kind of this there's no evidence to say that these children are acting this way because they have a special aura and are therefore the next step of anything special or evolutionary. It does seem like these children actually maybe need to go on Ritalin. Well, that's what they would say. I don't believe that, you know, I'm not into that whole thing, but that's kind of the contention these people know, the professionals have with the pseudoscientists type of thing. But my contention is that this is clearly a sign of the New Age agenda kind of creeping its way in during this 80s period after the 60s and 70s and the psychedelic revolution. It's hardly surprising you have these children, these people who are heavily into this psychedelic world, you know, this left-leaning liberal consciousness expansion anti-establishment world. We're then saying, you know, oh, our children are special. You know, the children we have are you know, star children. They are the product of people who have expanded their consciousness. You know, and it's very narcissistic. It's very I am a god type of attitude, and that's what the New Age is through and through. And you have to think about it now. No, these Indigo children were born in the 80s. What are they now, like 40 something? Are they, where are they now, you know? I bet most of them are embarrassed that their parents even called them that type of thing. And, you know, and I don't see much wonderful change happening in the world to vibrate humanity into the next level of consciousness, do you? You know, I think it kind of all blew over, and I think the people who came up with this have kind of shut up about it a little bit, or lessened a bit, or changed the tune about what they were actually trying to say a little bit, you know, and backtracked. But who remembers Indigo children? You know, and we have our own New Age problem today. Don't get me wrong, the New Age definitely hasn't gone anywhere, you know, and the talking points are still kind of around. But this whole idea that we are birthing spiritual entities, special children into the world, it's all very eugenics weird. It's all weird stuff to me. But yeah, who remembers that, guys? Who remembers that? Indigo children. That's one for the series. I remember. Yeah, I remember meeting a lot of these people who kind of had this mindset, this mainstream New Age mindset, where they do tarot card readings with angel cards, and everybody has their own spirit guide type of people, you know. And I had a friend whose mother was like this, and she had all the books from the same people, you know. It's always the same names. I can't remember her now, but there's a really famous one who converted to Christianity, this woman who wrote all these books about spirit guides and spirit angels and, you know, tarot readings, and probably about Indigo children as well, I assume. She was in it. They all talk about the same points, you know. And I think she's famous for becoming a Christian and backtracking on all of it, but it's kind of like the damage is done. Those books are still out there being sold, you know what I mean? And you know, she has a lot of she needs to do a lot of work to undo what she's done, you know, in perpetuating these New Age philosophies and lies. And if people are confused as to why it's a big deal, why the New Age is such a problem, it's because it's the religion for the planned New World Order by the secret societies that are controlling and orchestrating everything. It's the dumbed down, simplified, commercialized version of the Gnostic Hermetic principles that they follow. Okay, and it's the religion for the profane masses once they're in control, you know. And it's the religion basically telling the stupid people below them who don't know anything, you know, oh, you are a god, you're a reflection of the Godhead, you all have the ability to be like a god, you know, you're all just God representing himself in little avatars on the earth, you know, we're all one consciousness, everything is one. And by that point, all the currency will be one. Hopefully, all the language will be one in their eyes. All of the borders will be gone, and the whole world will be one. You know, it's the whole Tower of Babel principle all over again. For the New World Order, it'll be one currency, one language, one rule, one leader, one law, one world. Everything is one. And the New Age religion is for that. And it's all a lie. It's the same lie told in the Garden of Eden to Adam and Eve. You will be as gods. Just eat from the, you know, get enough knowledge and you'll be a god, basically. And that's what that's what Gnosticism and the New Age is all grounded in. But the New Age is basically, you not Gnosticism light for the unwashed masses to follow. So don't fall for it, guys. There's only one way, and that's Jesus. Anyway, I'll leave that there. Thanks for listening, and as always, God bless.
I want you to get together.